Now, why go with two hands?
I mean, just because it's more interesting than one hand.
Why isn't one hand enough?
We never told you two hands.
It's got to be both hands. If you're going to go all the way.
Fire on the mountain.
What's going on, Coyote Pack? And welcome back to Base Camp, our favorite show to film that's not actually out there in the wild, but is inside this studio, which is actually a restaurant called 101 BK here in Columbus, Ohio, that has a fire and two of my best friends. You guys ready to do this?
I am. Are we going to keep the fire, though? Because it is warming up outside, you know.
Yes, the fire is an aesthetic that is a part of Base Camp. Fire on the mountain or fire in a fireplace, doesn't matter. I have on two vests today.
Yeah, how many layers are you wearing, actually?
6 in total today. I like layers. What can I say?
Why?
Yeah.
Why so many?
Well, just in case, imagine what would happen if some sort of polar ice cap happened all of a sudden and you guys needed to borrow some clothes. I'm here for you guys.
So you're gonna lend me this cool vest?
No way, man. This is vintage.
Yeah.
This is an original. This is all me. Okay, so we've been reading the comments in the comments section, and we have listened to what you guys have said, and you want to see a video of us analyzing a sting video.
Yes!
Finally, they're gonna start analyzing the stings, and do you guys know where we're gonna start? Do you know where we're gonna start?
Right at the beginning.
At the beginning.
Which was?
A harvester ant.
Yes, the harvester ants, those infamous little venomous creatures. We were trying to find out the answer, do ants bite or sting? Because we didn't know that at the time, and unfortunately, I was the guinea pig in this situation, and...
Fortunately for us, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, you took one too.
We'll talk about that later.
little collateral damage.
We won't get to that yet,
Yeah.
but if you guys are ready, I think I'm ready. Mario, are you brave?
I'm brave.
You're brave, right?
I'm brave.
I know everybody out there watching is brave, and of course I'm brave. If you guys are ready, let's dive hands first right into the harvester ants. Here we go. I'm Coyote Peterson. This morning we're gonna answer the
Is
question.
that who you are?
I mean, I was still saying my name at that point.
Sting.
I look
And I'm
nervous.
about to find out.
You should be.
Ooh!
There they go.
Yep, well, that's kind of where it all started right
good-
there. It
good
went
preview.
from to then eventually rolling around on the ground as we got to the more painful
Ooh.
insects. New, yeah, that's the
New
new
and
one.
improved logo.
You know, I don't know if anybody notices that. Like, if you really go back and you look at the first episodes of Breaking Trail, the logo is not as defined as the later episodes.
Yeah, it's kind of the fun part about having a YouTube channel is just like the continual progression and improvement of your videos.
Right. Yeah, but when we first saw the logo, we're like, man, this is awesome. Like, it could be better.
Yeah.
Let's,
Could be better.
Let's spruce it up a bit, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed since.
I actually-
Could it be better still? I think maybe we should spruce it up again.
Maybe so. Guys, what do you think? Tell us in the comment section below. Should we revamp the Breaking Trail logo? All right, let's keep going. Ooh, check out those B-roll shots.
United States has a reputation of being rough.
It's like
and rugged.
slowed down the pacing
It's
of
cowboy
the
country.
intro.
That's right. This is where I really started writing those
It is
epic
laced with
voiceover.
dangerous reptiles.
It's cowboy
Lead-ins.
country.
Cowboy country. Pause it right there. Let me tell you guys about writing scripts real quick, okay? It's all about finding creative words to get the audience engaged into the episode, right?
Okay.
Cowboy country. I was really proud of that.
That
line
got
right
my
there.
attention.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because I got the cowboy hat on. Like, you know, I picture myself as like Clint Eastwood going up against the harvester ants.
And now we would like include maybe like a sound effect. It'd be like a whip or
No, I don't
something.
think we have those, but maybe we should. Like a.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I'm saying that. Oh, the editors all the time now they add sound effects.
Hey, editors, can we get some whip cracks in there when we say the cowboy country?
Nope.
Oh.
All right.
All right, well, let's keep watching the video.
Oh, hang on.
What?
That little critter right there,
Ooh.
the soap you did.
Ooh. Well, let's not talk too much about that because that might be an
That's
upcoming
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Basecamp
saying.
video.
That's a little preview.
Kind of
maybe.
jumping the gun, Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soapy jid.
When it comes to Arizona,
Ooh, new maps.
Yeah, check those out. Those
New
are
maps.
trippy. Look, they actually have snow
there are
on them.
venomous animals and some pretty big spiders.
Yeah, that's a big spider.
It never becomes any less nerve-wracking to pick up a tarantula.
That's actually kind of a small tarantula, but
trust me
we've
when
seen
I
bigger.
say they are much more afraid
That's
of
a
you
good one.
than you should ever be
that's
of them.
Cool shot.
Tail shot. And there they are, the harvester
Part of their
ants.
story. And living in many Arizona backyards.
All right, pause it for a second with these cool shots of harvester ants. Mr. Wildlife Biologist, Now, at the time, we didn't know a whole lot about harvester ants, so you decided to do a little research before I actually put my hands in there. You gotta remember, guys, when we do these bite and sting episodes, they are calculated. We don't just randomly go out there and say, hey, we're just gonna get bitten and stung by, well, I guess I don't say I'm just gonna randomly get bitten and stung by stuff. You do a lot of research beforehand, don't you?
We do, yeah. And I actually picked up a book for us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sting in the Wild.
It's a good book.
And our buddy entomologist Justin Smith has a lot of information about harvester ants. And we found out they have one of the most toxic venoms in the insect world. 6 times stronger, more toxic than like bee venom.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's a very small package, like
Small
very
package.
small venom dose.
Yeah, in fact, their venom could be potentially more toxic than like many snake venoms, but the ratio, the size, they're just small, so
Right.
they're not going to inject a lot.
So I'm listening to all of this, and I'm listing off these things on my fingers: most toxic, crazier than snakes. Well, like, why would you put your hands into amount of these? I'm sure everybody out there
Because
asking is
The director
What?
told you to do it.
Now it's my fault that we do the same videos?
well, no, actually, in all fairness, this one is to blame on my mom because here's the true story. My mom had gotten stung by one of these harvester ants, and this was actually filmed in her backyard in Tucson, Arizona. And she said, if you guys are gonna go out there exploring around, watch out for the harvester ant mound. The other day I got stung by one and it packs a wallop. And you guys know how we don't listen to our moms. Actually, kids out there watching, listen to your moms, trust me, otherwise you're gonna end up like me. But my mom said, don't go into the harvester ant mound. So we were like, well, we should probably get stung by those harvester ants. Mario, go do some research to see how bad this really is. And that's really how it all came about.
So how is it your mom's fault? She clearly
Because
said,
if my
don't
mom,
do it.
if my mom, if you had not told us about the harvester ants, I wouldn't have gotten curious. It's like when your mom's like, don't eat the whole thing of ice cream. Just take a single bowl. You're like, oh, I'll eat all the ice cream.
Or maybe you could just listen to your mom.
Yeah.
That's right, kids. The moral of this story is listen to your mom or your dad or your aunt or your uncle or anybody that tells you not to mess with harvester ants, including me. It hurts. All right, let's keep going.
Fearless
Look at them
creature
little
is
guys.
one of the most toxic
Hi,
venoms in
buddies.
the world. And while they are no bigger than the tip of your finger,
They look big with that
they are
zoomed in macro
absolutely
shot there,
Yeah,
don't they?
they're much bigger than, like, say, a normal ant in Ohio.
It's
Yeah.
not a bullet ant,
Yeah.
but it's, I mean, you can see how
They're
big they are
large.
walking around on
Yeah,
the ground.
they're some of the largest
And I
ants
don't know
ever.
what I was thinking there, tucking in my pants. Back that up. Like, was that really gonna work? Why didn't I tuck my pants at least into my socks? That is the worst tuck-in job ever. And actually, I learned from this when we did the fire ant episode. When we get to the fire ants, you'll notice I do tuck my pants into my socks.
I am
Just
tucking
saying.
my pant legs.
Safety first, right?
I guess. I didn't really think about the fact that they were gonna crawl all over my body. I thought they were gonna stay on my hands.
Now there are many species of ants that live out here in the Sonoran Desert.
Yeah, they are pretty
but
big looking, aren't
nothing
they?
is
There's a lot of
more
them.
Aggressive than the
Now,
harvester.
how many ants, Mario, would you say were down there in that hole?
Oh man, well, that's just like the tip of the iceberg. So harvester ant nests are some of the deepest and most cavernous of all ants in North America, actually. So that actually will go down maybe 2 to 3 feet deep.
Wow.
And there could be thousands of harvester ants in there.
So what we're seeing here is just a fraction of a fraction.
Just a fraction.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to fall through
all
that.
ants
That'd be a
have the
bad
ability
day.
to bite. But what most people don't realize is that many species, including the harvester ant, also have the ability to sting.
The reason for the video. A lot of times people ask, like, why did you do the harvester ant video? The real reason is, besides your mom telling you not to do it, and you wanted to do it anyway, is the fact that a lot of ants sting. And at the time, like, I will be honest, I didn't really know that. I thought that, like, you know, if you were bitten by a fire ant, that's what causes the reaction. In fact, it's a sting.
Sure.
And we're like, oh, wow, this is a great point that we need to share with our audience. So that is the real reason why this all began.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, living in Ohio, I mean, from Florida, you knew about fire ants. In Ohio, I don't think we have any ants that actually sting, at least nothing that I've ever been stung by. So for us, this was a new experimentation in the name of science.
Yep.
All right, let's keep going.
And boy, is it a whopper.
What I'm going to try to do is
That's a Burger King reference right there.
I love Burger King. I'm just saying.
Let them bite and sting me.
See, they weren't really that angry with me at this point. They're just kind of, this guy's not going to really put his hands in here. Is
Now,
he?
why go with 2 hands?
I mean, just because it's more interesting than one hand.
Why
Like,
isn't one hand enough?
We never told you 2 hands.
Yeah, you immediately were like symmetry too.
Yeah.
Well, I figured for the camera shot, it would be a lot easier to have both hands, and for the audience out there watching, it'd be a lot more entertaining than to just be like, you know, I'm over here like, oh, snoozing with one hand. No, it's got to be both hands. If you're gonna go all the way.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Right.
Now, real quick, the ants actually, harvester ants are actually pretty docile. They actually tend to go
Not
around.
according to me.
Well, that's when you put your hands in and you disturb them. So this is a great example of they're just hanging out, and then you come in as a potential predator, and then
No threat at this point.
An intruder.
intruder. Yeah, let's see what
You have
happens.
to walk before you can run. So I think the harvester ant is a great
You can see
test
I'm actually
to
standing
see
on the
how
mound. All the
it
grass and everything
against the
around it
bullet
is
ant.
dead. That's
Yeah, and that
because
truly is your mom's backyard. You can see like these little pavers here,
Mm-hmm.
these little rocks, and then pavers behind you.
I think I was getting some lemonade at this time.
Were you?
I think so.
Is that where you were?
Yeah, I think she gave me some
No
lemonade.
wonder we didn't have better shots in this episode.
Now, before I go through with this,
You know,
let's talk about
what
the
I like
toxicity
about this
of the
episode,
harvester.
particularly with the shots, is
A
that like
single
the sting
is
shot
said
here.
to be almost 20 times
We had no
as potent
formula
as a
at this
honeybee.
point for the sting video, so
Personally, I'm not
we had to
allergic
get
to
really
bees,
creative with how to film
wasps,
this. Like even your
or
selfie
hornets.
GoPro shot there
Still,
First time I did that.
became like a real
dangerous,
signature to
so
all
I
these sting
stress.
videos. So it is fascinating to see all the little
Attempt what
bits
you're
and
about to
pieces
see
that
in this
made it
episode.
into future videos out of this first one.
Well, this. Oh, yeah.
And speaking of something that made it, I'm really proud of this little ant counter.
Yeah, why don't you tell everybody out there about your little ant counter? Because this was like your pride and joy
Okay.
upon the making of this episode.
So, quick story. So, up to this point, Coyote was the editor of the show. You were doing all the editing. I was doing all the uploading, but I was also making all the graphic assets. So, like updating the maps, lower thirds. I was kind of getting used to using After Effects. It's a program for editing for those of you that do those kind of things. The Ant was the very first After Effects project that I made on my own. So it was a big deal for me. I didn't know if it was even gonna work. I told you, I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna make this ant counter. And you're like, can you do that? I'm like, I guess I can try.
But it's sweet, right?
Yeah,
Looks
and
cool.
it totally worked.
Yeah. Everybody loves that ant counter.
It does count down.
Well, it gives you an idea of how long I had to keep my hands inside the ant mound. And honestly, my hands are probably in there a little bit longer than what this. Oh, there's an ant on the corner of the screen there. My hands are probably in there for a little bit more than a minute.
What is that right there? I just noticed on your thumb. What's that from?
That's from Heel Monster Bite. That's for another video. Keep going.
Get stung already.
While repetitively stinging, and
So you can see the progression. Once one starts biting, what happens?
They release a pheromone, and then they're all angry.
Which,
And
when
so you
released,
started getting multiple
causes an
bites
alarm pheromone
after that
causes
first bite.
other ants in the
They're
area.
looking, they're
Turns
latched
sting.
on. Bites and stings.
Oh, they're all over my hands now. Look at that.
This was very obvious.
That's a
As
nice
the
shaky
first
shot
stings
right there. What
inflicted,
is that, the
it seemed as
JVC?
if the entire colony was called to the front lines.
I think I was
Look, you
I
can
was
see like
laughing.
welts forming on my hands already.
60 seconds seemed like a lifetime.
I like this next shot. You can see them going up my arms.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a shot you can see them on my
I could
back,
feel them
right
getting in my
there.
clothes.
Look at them. There's a lot of them on me. That's what people don't realize is how many went up my pants.
They move really quickly. I remember trying to get the screen grab for like the thumbnail in this video, and when you pause it, they're like blurred. They're moving so fast.
Yeah.
The pain became too much.
All right, so 60 seconds. And you made it.
I was done. The ants.
That's the true meaning of ants in your pants right there. And the thing was, they were like still getting up into my pants. I actually got stung in places that we couldn't show on camera.
Well,
You were not happy right now.
I was not.
have requested
You were
that I be
super
stung
annoyed.
by a bullet ant, which can inflict a
There's the
sting
bullet ant.
that is considered to be one of the most painful stings
Oh
in the
gosh,
animal
they're so
kingdom.
much bigger than the harvester ants. I don't know what I was thinking. You can actually see
Yeah.
flick another ant out of my pants right there.
Oh, this is truly the meaning of ants in your pants.
The producers and I wanted to see how my body would react to several stings from
Did
the
you feel
harvester.
bad laughing at that point, Mario?
Well, this was definitely our first intro into him getting stung and bit. And
I was trying not to laugh, but
I did
it
not
was-
feel bad laughing because I just thought he was crazy. I just thought, like, what are we doing?
I think a lot of people out there watching thought I was crazy too.
Yeah.
I thought I was crazy at the time, and actually what most people don't realize is after this, because we didn't keep filming after, I had to go like take a cold shower, like my arms all swelled up. We actually got some of the B-roll shots after the fact when all the welts started forming. Like it was crazy. Like
Yeah.
that venom definitely put me out of it.
And it's kind of amazing how this video came together in general because there was no real plan.
No.
Kind of just winged it.
It's actually an episode that almost didn't happen because of how hodgepodge a lot of the shots were. And like keep watching till the ending here, you'll see like I just had to like
When
throw
it
an
was all
outro
said and
out there.
done, the crew and I counted 63 sting zones, and the effects of the venom lasted for nearly a week, which included searing pain during the first couple hours.
True.
Followed by swelling,
Yup.
tenderness, and periodic itching.
The itching
yeah.
was actually a lot worse than I made it out to be. That was the worst part was probably the itching after the fact.
Wow. The
stop real
harvester
quick.
ant is one.
That's a great shot. Great little B-roll shot. See
Yeah,
what
I
he
got
has?
that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got, he's got a little
good.
seed, so that just shows you their harvesting abilities.
That's
Yeah.
true. In all fairness, because a lot of people think that maybe ants are out there to get you. They're not. They're eating pollen and plants and other little things for their larvae.
Yeah.
So these ants are cool.
Just
They
don't stick your hands in their
I
nest.
just don't want two human hands.
Unless you're a horned lizard, because horned lizards feast on the harvester ant. So if you dress up in a
true.
horned lizard costume and go out there, the ants probably aren't going to like you.
Maybe we should do that next time.
Are there horned lizard costumes?
Oh my gosh, guys, I got a great idea for this Halloween, a horned lizard costume. Right? What do you guys think? Right in the comment section below, horned lizard costumes.
We'll have a meeting.
Yes.
The harvester ant is one formidable little foe. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it's fair.
If I could sustain this, maybe.
Now, did they all
Just
start
maybe.
stinging? Because like right there, like they kind of, you could see they're crawling up you, but
Not
they're not
at
stinging
first.
yet.
Not
Did they
yet.
start stinging in unison?
Not as fast as the fire ants, and I don't want to get too much into the fire ants at this point. And you also notice that this is me placing my hands in the ants. This isn't once we evolved into holding a single insect with entomology, forceps. So the ants were more exploratory, and like Mario said, once an initial sting was induced, that's when they start releasing the pheromone, and then everybody goes into attack mode.
In this, maybe, just maybe, the bullet ant challenge isn't too far
That
off.
one's there.
The
That one's
Bullet
definitely
Ant
down there.
Challenge. So this video came out, I think, in February of 2016, and then we climbed the insect sting pain index throughout the course of the rest of the year.
So this really did kick it all off.
It really did.
And to be fair,
Coyote Peterson.
all the bullet ant talk really was like after this was shot. So you sort of cleverly worked that
Yeah,
into the editing.
we worked that in.
We had no plan to like do the sting index
No.
at this point.
I'm sure you're shaking your head right now thinking, Coyote.
So you get those GoPro shots,
I
kids.
remember how clever you thought you were getting that. And you were. It was a great shot. But I remember you're like, wait till you see what this does.
Yeah.
The
And
ants
I
may
use the
find
GoPro at those weird
the
angles all the
instinct.
time to get the
Yeah.
really
And
cool
two,
like perspectives. And that was great
Look,
because you see the crew coming
There's
in.
Mario right here. And there's me.
With a colony
Yeah.
of harvester ants. If
And
you
then-
saw
help
getting
get the
stung by
ants off of me.
harvester ants was
That's a great
crazy,
shot, that
check
ant.
out the time I was chewed by the sulfur
Oh, and that, there's the tease for the Sulpugid right
There
there.
it is.
So maybe we'll have to go back and analyze the Sulpugid episode at some point, which is crazy. That was actually one of the most terrified situations I've ever been in when I had to get chomped by the Sulpugid. But again, I don't want to get into that too much right now. So, well, there it is, our first sting analysis video, and really the first intentional insect sting that I ever took.
So
Kind of.
I did pull a picture out of the archive that I took from this shoot.
Archive
'Cause
picture. We need to get something up on the screen that says archive.
Everybody always asks Mario and I, like one of the
Yeah.
top questions, do you guys ever get stung? When is Mario gonna get stung? When is Mark gonna get stung? And the truth is, guys, we do get
We
stung.
do. Yeah.
A lot, just
Behind the
just from
scenes.
being there.
Yeah.
And I don't do well with stings.
No,
and to
you don't.
illustrate that point, checked out this photo. Look at that. One harvester ant sting. A harvester ant crawled up my pants, stung the back of my knee, and literally left a welt like this. Could you imagine what would have happened to me if I did what you did?
Yeah, you probably would have had to go to the hospital, which
Yeah.
honestly could happen to a lot of people if you're stung and your body reacts the wrong way. So it's definitely important to note that like your reaction, pretty extreme. My reaction, pretty bad for getting stung 60 times. But remember guys, we do a lot of research before I take any of these stings. So the last thing you ever want to do is intentionally wander into a nest of any sort of ants. Bees, wasps, ants, avoid them at all costs. Again, they're not out there to get you, only gonna attack you if you disturb their home or their environment.
Well, I tell you what, guys, that was pretty cool to see the beginnings of the sting. I don't know, I'm really enjoying this whole audience-inspired review process. Like, I
Yeah.
really like you guys picking out the videos that we decide to dissect on Basecamp.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch the video, see how we progressed in just our filming techniques and just in general with just what we've been filming. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you guys this much. There is a bite one coming up very soon where technically there was a bite there, but I'm talking about a true bite. The first big bite on the Brave Wilderness channel. See if you can guess what it is and write it in the comment section below. And yes, guys, I want to take a moment to pause everything that's happening because every video, the one question everybody wants to know, when is the executioner wasp coming? Guys, we've already filmed it. It is epic, and it will be out later this year. But will it dethrone the bullet ant as being the king of sting? Guess you guys have to wait and find out.
What else do we have coming up soon? Or what did we just finish that we're about to announce coming up soon?
Right, you guys love announcements. So we just finished the West Coast tour, and we're getting ready to announce the Midwest tour. Everybody has been asking. Yes, we are coming to the Midwest. And guys, just because we announce a tour doesn't mean that we're gonna stop touring. It's going to be going on continuously now, probably for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, I would say.
All
And,
right.
you know, one other place, like for everyone outside of the United States, the rest of the world, we are going to tour internationally
Yes.
as well. So don't worry. It may take us some time, but we will get there, United Kingdom. We will get there, India. We will get there, rest of Europe and all over the place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're definitely going to get there.
And Iceland, I know you guys have been asking. We will definitely be coming to Iceland just because Iceland's epic and I want to film there and we
Sure.
should go on tour there.
Yeah.
Anybody out there from Iceland? Tell us, come to Iceland so that we can go. Yes. Okay, so you guys ready for an outro?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's pretty much the announcements. Get
Yep.
little teasers, right?
Sure,
Okay, ready?
do it.
I'm Mario Aldecoa.
And I'm Coyote Peterson.
And I'm Mark Vins.
Be brave.
Stay wild.
We'll see you on the next base camp adventure. Man, that might be our best one yet.
I just switched your answer.
What?
The stings had to start somewhere, and that somewhere was the Southwest. So make sure to return to the deserts of Arizona and watch as my climb up the Insect Sting Pain Index began. And don't forget, subscribe so you can join me and the crew on our next big adventure.